What type of F&I manager are you? I often speak about the three types of F&I managers: those that need an advantage, those that take advantage, and those that create an advantage. Let's first talk about the needs advantage manager. When we first became F&I managers, entering that new airspace and being unfamiliar with legal, compliant, and managerial, and along with administrative responsibilities that the job demanded, I believe we all started off as a needs advantage manager. We all needed a little boost, a little bit of leg. I hate to say leg. Maybe a pre-sold product every now and then. We need help from the sales tower. We need to experience a few victories to keep us in a positive state of mind so we could make it through what I call the turbulence in the early days. Our trial and errors through those early days taught us how to fly, and so we began our F&I journey. Some didn't fly far from the nest, as they became addicted to the advantage given to them in the early days of their career. They became dependent on the boost, the leg, in those pre-sold products. Take advantage managers have big numbers, that is before chargebacks. It's because they only hit balls through the heart of the plate, the easy balls to hit, the balls that are thrown right down the middle, that result in a home run, which often comes back because an angry fan throws it back into the ballpark. Throw the take advantage manager a curve, slider, or speed pitch, and they will strike out. Thank the F&I gods of the take advantage managers eventually came around and elected to hone their skills, broaden their range, and take the step to the next level and begin creating advantages. Some may say that they're the lucky ones, but then you would have to concede that the need advantage manager is just plain out of luck, and the take advantage manager gets lucky sometimes. After all, oftentimes luck does not play a role in F&I, but it's not purely luck that drives your production. It is preparation that plays the biggest role in your performance. The fact is, luck happens by chance, whereas preparation happens by choice. Consequently, the more prepared you are, the luckier you are. A quote that has been a favorite of mine for quite some time is, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." So if you're wondering what separates top performing, create an advantage manager from low performing, needs an advantage manager, let me solve the mystery. It's all in their willingness to prepare for when things go right, as well as when things go wrong. That willingness to prepare is derived from the desire to succeed and a refusal to be misguided by outside influences that stand in the way of creating their own destiny. You want to create your own destiny? Stop listening to outside influences. They're infectious in our business, and controlling that virus is essential for maximizing you and your dealership's potential. The Create Advantage F&I manager knows that all too well and takes many steps to curing the epidemic. First of all, you'll never see the Create an Advantage manager come into the dealership with his tie undone or put her makeup on at the store. They prepare themselves to execute from the minute they step into their car to the moment they shut down their computer and leave their office after a long, hard day. They're ready to put out the first fire they face in the morning. They have a game plan and will call an audible when needed. They're confident, they're enthusiastic, resulting from their industry and product knowledge. Credibility is driven by their professional appearance and demeanor. They're able to focus on producing results because they do not procrastinate, which is an essential ingredient to being highly organized. They produce consistent over-the-top results because they adhere to a very specific process. They are very rarely caught off guard because they are aware of what's going on in the dealership, allowing them to be proactive rather than reactive. To create advantage, F&I managers, they're not born with these characteristics. They choose to acquire them through the desire to control their destiny. Each day, the Create Advantage manager arrive at the dealership seeking out opportunities. They may search the service drive or the customer lounge for potential sales. They may visit with the BDC or internet manager and see what opportunities are lurking. Contracts and transit meetings are always a part of their day. When they're not with a customer or rehashing their deal, they're out in the showroom observing and assisting the sales manager and sales consultant in putting deals together, making phone calls. The Create Advantage manager knows when a deal is coming and gets prepared. They know that getting to the customer without hesitation is critical to their success. Many prepare themselves through an interview process, or what we call an introduction at Prod Prep, which allows them to tailor a presentation specific to each customer. The Create Advantage F&I manager knows about credibility, not so much rapport. They realize rapport is important, but credibility is more important. They utilize an F&I menu, present options in a telling manner, feature presentations, and not a selling manner, where they present features, benefits, and advantages. They wait until the customer says no to share the benefits and advantages. The Create Advantage manager gains a customer commitment to purchase through intelligent and logical dialogue, rather than what I call verbal vomit. The Create Advantage F&I manager have the knack for creating a stress-free environment. That's just how they do it. So, for those of you out there that are Take Advantage managers, don't get bitter, get better. a needs advantages manager, don't get bitter, get better. I believe F&I managers just starting out during the first few months of their career are in the needs and advantage phase. My hope is that they will linger no longer than 6 months in that phase and will quickly find their way out of the turbulence and into the jet stream. Enable them to act on their desire to succeed, create their own destiny, and be as prepared as a great advantage manager, and not fall into the temptation and become a take advantage manager. So who are the take advantage F&I managers? You know who you are. You know who they are. Now I'm going to expose you all to see. Here is the harsh reality. First of all, you are creative. I will give you that. You always find a way to manipulate the figures to be in your favor. If not for the $30 leg, how could you have justified selling $70 a month worth of products? Oh yeah, it was only an additional $20 more a month for the $1,800 or $2,000 VSC, the $699 for GAP, and $599 for the theft protection, and so on. Not to mention the 84 months the customer agreed to having not know the term or the rate before you got your hands on them. Nearly every time there is a crash or lease deal, you are MIA, missing in action. TIC for you means cash it tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. What is it with the slack or lack or stack of cancellations and neglect to submit? Why do you alienate yourself from the sales staff? Oh, I see. You're going to let the customer into your office when you're ready. How about I send them home to get a check? Now what are you going to do? There's an I in team. With you, you refer to it as an M, as in me. It's all about me. Your resume looks like a traveling circus going through the dealership to dealership. Finally, you justify all your inferior and inappropriate actions by rationalizing and saying to yourself, that's how it's done in the car business. That's how you do it. It does not have to be like that. There's a better way. There's a wealth of information out there to go and get it. Don't get bitter, get better. Turn your passion into great advantages through proper planning and preparation. Deal in honest, ethical, and upfront manner. You'll be pleasantly surprised for the results. For more information on this subject, visit us at prodprep.com. You will not be surprised. By the way, we now offer F&I certification. Until next time, go get them.